Angeli, and today I'm going to talk to you about compost, about a compost that you can do in 18 days. So for that reason, it's called the 18-day compost, and it's also called the hot compost because it reaches a temperature up to 65 degrees Celsius. And but really the proper name is the Berkeley method. It comes from Berkeley University. So what is this compost? This compost is a mixture of dry stuff, which is called brown. So we say mixture of brown stuff and green stuff. So your brown stuff is your carbon and your green stuff is your nitrogen. So your brown stuff would be dried leaves, straw, shredded newspaper, little branches, anything that's dry. And your green stuff is going to be your kitchen waste, so vegetables, fruit, tea, coffee, eggshells, etc. You can also throw in there ashes from the fireplace, so you can do, even if by mistake there's a bone or there's a meat, it doesn't matter. That heat of 65 degrees will take care of everything. So because it reaches that heat, you also don't have to worry about seeds or about a diseased plant or about weeds or things like that. So it's easier that way. So instead of having your waste around for 6 months or a whole year, you just gather your stuff, and when you're ready and you have your material, you just do your 18-day compost. Let's say that some people that would find the negative part of it is that it's labor intensive. You have to turn this. So the first time you stay for 4 days and you turn it. And after that you turn it every second day. Okay? So that's one thing. And the thing that you have to watch is the temperature. So it's worth it to get a earth thermometer, a compost thermometer, because you don't want it to go over 65 degrees. If it goes over 65 degrees, it's because you have too much nitrogen, you have too much green stuff. And what's going to happen, you're going to know because it's going to smell. It's going to smell like a rotting kitchen waste, okay? So that's definitely a sign that your nitrogen is too high. And the problem that's going to cause is that it's going to consume so fast that you're going to lose mass. So instead of having 3-foot compost, you're going to have 1.5 feet because it can consume up to 50%. So if that happens, turn your pile, add brown stuff, add shredded newspaper, add straw, add dry leaves, anything. You just turn your pile and you add that. Okay? Now, the minimum it should be is 3 square feet, like this one, and the maximum it should be is this monster of 5 square feet. Okay? So the 3 square feet I recommend for somebody that's alone or 2 people or people that because it's easier to handle. It's, you have to turn it initially after 4 days and then 7 more times, like every second day. Where this one I recommend for people that are a group, or for here, for example, the whole gang comes and it's a party and we turn the big compost pile and that's fine. But for 2 people, that would be a lot of work to turn 7 times. But here, since we have 4,000 square feet of gardens, plus we have a 2-acre, and we have all of these materials because this is an animal shelter, so we have all of this manure, so we process everything. And that way, we know that our soil is very good. As we are producing food here for a care home, and that care home is an orphanage for kids that were born with HIV, we have to make sure that our soil is very rid of any contaminants and any pathogens. So that's why we do the 18-day compost, because if we're not sure about something, we just run it through our compost and then we know that it's decontaminated. This deals with anything. If it has chemical in it, it's going to lock in the chemicals and they're no longer soluble by water. So it's really an extremely safe way to know that you've decontaminated your soil and that you can grow anything of it in it. Once you're done, you just put like 3 inches over your soil, and that's it. That's all you're going to need for a season. Okay, that's plenty. And not only that, but you can throw this on clay, you can throw this on any type of soil. If you have a soil that you find poor, that you don't like, it's too sandy, it's too clay, add the compost. It's adding organic material and it's just going to make it better. And if you do raised beds and then you put your compost on top, every season, after 2 or 3 seasons, you shouldn't even have to compost anymore because you're going to have enough organic material in your beds. So for example, a pile like that is going to be good enough for 500 square feet. So you would have to do that once for somebody that has 500 square feet of garden. So I really recommend the hot compost. There's a lot of videos out there that show you step by step and how to do it. But basically, keep it simple. You might read stuff that it's extremely complicated between the 30 to 1 ratio and so on, but keep it simple. Green stuff, brown stuff. If the temperature doesn't go up, you don't have enough nitrogen, you don't have enough green stuff. And if your temperature goes too high, too fast, you have too much green stuff, too much nitrogen, just add brown stuff. And that's it for me. And if you have any questions, just put them in the comment box and I will answer your questions. Thank you very much. See you in the next